Alright, and we are live, and, yep, I got, my friend Brandon here, say hi. Getting a little awkward here.
What up, guys?
And today is to be completely honest, it's more of a filler, because I cannot make, oh, I hit a tree. I don't have enough time, or I'm too lazy to record for a couple hours and make a video, so we decided to do a podcast type recording, I guess you can call it, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
Alright, so right now I'm playing Steep while Brandon is playing Lego Star Wars Complete Saga, which, best game ever. I'm actually currently downloading it, so probably see a video about that. And today I thought we could just talk about random stuff. I have no idea what we're going to talk about, so Brandon, give me an idea.
I don't know. What about Alien Covenant?
Oh, alright, that's a good subject. Alright, so Alien Covenant. So you know when it takes place in their confusing storyline, right?
Actually, because it's so confusing, no, I did not know when it takes place.
Alright, so basically, I'm gonna tell you how the order, not the order they came out, but the order you should think of it. So, the very first movie is a prequel. It's called Prometheus. Not the best movie in the world, but not the worst. That's kind of the start. Alien Covenant is a sequel to the prequel. And then Aliens, and then Alien 3, and then I believe there's another Alien. I can't remember the name for the life of me, but it takes place in the middle of Prometheus and the first original Alien movie. So I think we won't be seeing, well, we will be seeing a Xenomorph. I believe that's what they're called.
Xenomorph?
Right?
Yeah.
Xenomorph. I don't think we'll be seeing like a lot of them. I think we're only going to see one, and I think what we will be seeing is a protomorph. I believe they call it. It's what we saw in the end credits or something like that in Prometheus. I think we'll be seeing more of those because Xenomorph is not an actual name. It's just a description.
But you have to admit though, it is a pretty nice name.
It is a nice name, but it's not a name. It's a description of what it is.
Yeah.
But I actually got that information from the Nerdist. But yeah, so Alien Covenant seems pretty good. I saw a lot of behind the scenes, and it looks like we're gonna be seeing an aspect from space, which will be pretty cool. It looks like we're getting like a space fight of some sorts, based on what I saw. I could be wrong. It could be like a repair scene where they find something. I don't know. But it does look pretty interesting, and I do want to see it. I will have to do a marathon of all the movies, though. Luckily, I have them all. Another thing is the life cycle of an alien is so weird to me. Because first, it was in that weird black goo. You remember that, right?
Yes.
That whole thing's confusing me. I know in the very first scene... Yeah, the first scene where the engineer drinks that little black liquid thing, that's actually supposed to be him starting off the human race, I believe.
Yeah.
And, so, yeah, I know that for, I'm pretty certain on that part. And then, I'm so confused, because what created who created those eggs? What is their life cycle? I honestly don't know. I mean, why? I mean, your first reaction to, oh, new alien, let's take off our helmets. That's kind of stupid.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, why would you want to? I mean, you've seen Prometheus, right?
Yeah, I've seen all of them. But Prometheus.
Yeah, why would you want to touch a vagina snake?
But
Prometheus wasn't that great.
I know. But
what I do.
It was just, it had like a better storytelling than the other ones.
Yes. See, the thing is one thing that I know they're doing to keep it a little scary is they're keeping their species kind of a secret on purpose to keep them that unknown thing that we never know about.
True. Like, they've let out a lot of, like, backstories and stuff from comics to everything about, like, what type of species they are, but they aren't actually saying like, hey, this is what
No,
it
it's like
can do,
Yoda.
and this is
You
what
don't
it
know
will
they
do.
are.
That's true.
You don't know what Yoda is. So it's like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's so many things. I remember the trilobite. That's what they call it in Prometheus, right? That giant ass face hugger or whatever.
No, I don't think it's called trilobite. That's from Ark.
Yeah, no, but no, I heard the name. They used the word trilobite.
That's. I have no idea if they use that as a name
I'm
because
to,
that's
I'll
like
have to
straight
edit.
up. Yeah, that's just straight up from Ark for me.
Well, you know, a trilobite's a real animal, right?
Yeah, but I don't think it's
Yeah, I could have swore that's what they call it. I want to look that up now. But okay, I'm looking that up. All right, but yeah, so there's that weird vagina snake that made that one guy into like a zombie or whatever.
Yeah.
And then there's that one thing that one chick was pregnant with, which that's the thing that
A hybrid.
attacked. Yeah, that's the thing that attacked the engineer, I believe, right?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna look that up. I'm watching a video on Star Wars right now, but all right. So hold on.
But yeah, I think that
Prometheus
was,
trilobite.
that's what it
Yep.
is? Trilobite?
That's what it is. The trilobite.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Cause I knew it was a trilobite. Yeah. But anyways, so that's the thing. So I don't know what to expect from Alien Covenant at all. I've actually been trying to keep in the dark a little bit. I don't want to know much, but I want to know a good amount so I know what's going on. I know it takes place at the planet where Prometheus ends.
Yeah. But they
I
are
don't know.
also not like bringing up a lot of the old stuff, but they're actually bringing up from what I heard, some things that we will actually people that have seen every single movie will actually recognize. Not just having like all this new stuff. They're actually gonna bring back some other stuff, and people are saying they might bring back in an old Xeno, or at least a Xeno life form of like something in the capsule or something like that. I'm not really sure about that one.
Well, in the one of the trailers, you know that thing hitting its head on the glass? That's
Yeah.
a xenomorph.
Well, yeah, but people are saying that we're gonna possibly see a classic Xeno, or like one of the Xenos from one of the first ones. But I'm not quite sure if
Alright,
that's actually like a thing.
Will we see the xenomorph dog kind of thing?
I don't know. That would actually be kind of cool to see. I thought that was just all.
Yeah, I've noticed some differences in the movies. So on the original one, the xenomorph looked very like had a lot of tubes that made it think like electronical. You know,
Yeah.
not electronical. It's not a word. No. You know what I mean? It looked very robotic.
Yeah.
But now it looks more organic, which is a little weird. And from the trailer, I can't tell if you know the dome on his head. I
Yeah.
can't tell if that's clear, like in the movie, or if it's like a solid matte black color, or what. There's a lot of things we don't know about this movie, which I kind of like.
Yeah. They're actually keeping it in the dark a decent amount, and we are able to pretty much find out once we see
Speculate
the
like
movie. Yeah, and I'm actually really glad that they're doing that because a lot of people are doing it, but not like in a good way.
Yeah. I mean, Star Wars is trying to do it, but they're doing it in a way like they're hinting stuff. This movie is keeping you completely in the dark. They don't want you knowing anything.
Yeah. Also,
Which,
but with Star Wars though, they hint at things like pointing towards the future in movies that have either been out for years or that are just came out and they're hinting at like a movie from 2 years, 3 years from now.
Yeah. And another thing is they keep so many secrets that eventually they get out. Like, you know, it's hard to explain, but Prometheus, I heard what they're doing on set is that they have sections where each cast member can go into so nothing's leaked. I heard Star Wars is even doing the same thing. I heard that they started doing that now, to where movies who don't want you knowing anything about it, they're doing little clearance to where only certain people can know certain things, and for all the people working on set, they're told different things, and all the actors are told different things. So no one knows what's going on, and I heard that even some of the actors have different scripts.
This place I can really
Until
That's
they
what they
get
did in,
on the stage.
Yeah. Well, that's what they did in Empire Strikes Back. Is Luke had a different line, or Luke's original script for where Darth Vader says, "No, I am your father." His script would say, "No, you are your father," because there's supposed to be some time travel thing. That was
What
the
the
original
fuck?
script. Yeah. So apparently, what I heard happen is there's a time travel element to it. This could be completely wrong, okay? Don't take this for like 100%. This is just what I heard. I don't know if this is 100% true, but I heard that something where Luke goes back, finds a girl, meets her, and then he's his own dad, which would be so weird.
Yeah, that would be a little weird.
But and then Mark Hamill didn't like that or something, and then they told him, "Oh yeah, we said that until we, voiced Darth Vader's voice, and it's really gonna be your father. Darth Vader's your father." And there's even a picture of their reaction, and
Yeah.
they're all like, "Wait, what?" But
That is a
yeah,
little weird.
I love that. That is. I mean, time travel in movies are weird, like Star Trek. You can go back in time and kill your younger self, but you can still be alive.
Yeah, which doesn't really make sense because if you kill yourself in the past, you're not gonna live in the
Actually,
present.
it does, because the second you time travel, you're creating another version of you.
True.
You're creating two versions of you where you didn't time travel and the one where you did. And no matter what, even if you try to recorrect it, there's still gonna be little cracks. They explain this in The Flash pretty well.
Yeah.
Flashpoint paradox, which that's what I say. I say, yeah, you'll just create a flashpoint paradox, which is completely true. You would.
True.
We're nerding out over here.
A little
But
bit.
so if you didn't know, like, time travel, which I wouldn't expect you to, like, I don't expect anyone to know time travel because it's a confusing thing. Time travel's not a thing you can just think, hey, I want to think about time travel. Let's go.
Yeah, sure.
Because everyone has their different opinions on it, even though people always say there is no right opinion on time travel. There kind of is one. But basically, if you time travel, you're creating two realities. So say, I'm going to use the Flash for an example. When he goes back and saves his mom, he created two different timelines. One from when if he didn't, and one where he did. Then what happened is he went back in time and stopped himself from killing his mom. Now that one even create more timelines. So there's one timeline where he stayed in Flashpoint, and he forgot all about his powers, and he created another one where he went back to fix everything. It's just so confusing. Time travel just doesn't. It works if you simplify it so much to where it's like, yeah, if you time travel, this happens. But it's a hard thing to get a grasp on, and I think movies just need to let time travel go for now. I mean, Back to the Future was freaking awesome, but I think we should let time travel go.
That and also Back to the Future kind of was the only movie that did it right, in a sense.
Oh yeah.
So.
Well, I want to say get it right, but did it well enough to where we didn't think of all the paradoxes.
Yeah, because
I mean, the Flash did it right too.
They purposely added a few paradoxes in Back to the Future on purpose to make it expand the story, which I really like. But just in other movies in general, they just can't do it because they either mess up and the paradox doesn't make sense, or
And the thing is, go ahead.
what's up? Oh, okay. Or they just kind of they try to add a paradox, but then it ends up fucking with the story, and then it just doesn't make sense for the rest of the movie.
Yeah, another paradox that I cannot stand. It's not really. I can't. It's not really a paradox, but it's something that they did in the movie where they said something and then the opposite happened. Like they completely forgot about it, or just the coincidences that happened.
Yeah.
Like, he just so happened to be in the same place where his dad got hit by the car. He just so have happened. Like, there's so many things that just happened that just, it's like, okay, no, that would never happen. Like, the lightning hitting the clock.
Yeah,
How
that's
he
like
timed that so perfectly.
Jillian Chan.
that took me away from the movie
Yeah.
a little bit. It's coincidences like that, like in Star Wars, they're filled with that stuff. I mean, the fact that the Falcon was on Jakku, the fact that Han and Chewie just happened to be able to track it and be there. It's just,
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
I mean, it's some movies you can excuse it, like, okay, they need this has to happen to push the story along. Like Back to the Future, I can excuse that. But some movies is like, there's no way that that's possible.
Yeah.
That's, I'm calling BS. I
Yeah.
noticed more and more happening is movies aren't as good as they used to be. Like, I love movies, don't get me wrong, but they're not as good anymore.
Yeah, they're trying to do too much
I think-
CGI or cinematics presentations for it, and then they're not
In my-
putting story.
Yeah, in my opinion, so to be honest, I prefer like Back to the Future graphics where they just starting like they just realized, hey, we can do this now, but they didn't have the technology to. I wish they went back to that. I love the practical effects. I mean, have you seen some of the footage of what's it called? Have you seen the footage of the prequel series in Star Wars, like the behind the scenes? It's insane.
I've seen some of it, yeah, but not a lot.
Yeah, what's his name? I can't remember. Waldo, not Watto. I believe that's his name.
Waldo.
Yeah,
Watto,
blue. I don't
yeah,
care about
or
Watto.
Watto, something like that. With the
I
little
can't
blue
remember
guy
his name
that
because I don't
like
watch the prequels.
Han Solo.
No, the blue. That's Greedo. I'm talking about the
Greedo?
blue guy in the prequels.
Oh,
He's the Tigerian or whatever. He has blue. He's blue and he has wings and looks like an elephant.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I know him.
Yeah, I can't remember his name, but do you know how Liam Neeson was able to see him? They had a tennis ball and they hung it, and that really just like, I mean, I get it. You're trying to put a place for the actor, but guess what would have been a lot better?
What?
A good old-fashioned guy in a green suit with a puppet on his hand. I mean, or at least do something. I mean, did you look at what's it called? Force Awakens. They did CGI and practical effects perfectly, I thought. I thought it was like, okay, they use a lot of CGI, don't get me wrong. You need to for a Star Wars movie, but they use a lot of practical effects. Like
Yeah.
a lot of the land when she was on her Rey speeder, that thing was a practical effect.
Yeah.
A lot of it was practical, which I love. I don't know why I got so quiet there, but I mean, if you look at the very first Star Wars movie, A New Hope, did you know that the title cross sequence was a practical effect? They got blue, or not blue. I don't know why I said blue. They got yellow letters and they pulled them slowly on a sheet on a table and painted to look like stars.
Huh.
And one of the meteors in SF5 was a potato and a shoe.
That's funny.
So it's just so like, why can't we go back to doing that?
Yeah.
I get it, a potato and a shoe, that doesn't work very well, but it looks
Especially
a
in
hell of a lot
today's
better.
stuff. Yeah.
Plus, you also gotta realize if you don't have CGI, people are gonna be like, "Oh, that looks so fake," and it's like, it's a movie. The movie's fake. If you want
Yeah.
immersion, go into a video game. I mean, video games are their graphics are pretty damn good.
Especially
I
in
mean,
today's
it's just-
standard.
Oh yeah, I mean, did you look at what you know Tomb Raider, right?
Yeah.
Did you look at her? She was like a box.
Yeah, true.
I mean, the steep, it looks freaking amazing. You can see snow particles, all that kind of cool stuff.
Yeah. And then also, from what we've seen in Destiny 2, we're able to see that stuff too.
Oh, yeah. And some other games that,
Destiny 2.
Yeah, and a couple games that I saw got leaked from, what was it? Star Wars convention for a Star Wars game. Pretty cool.
Is there anything worthwhile of like some crazy hype, or is it just like really cool in
Yep.
general?
Guess what? Well, this isn't any more speculation or just something. There's an actual trailer out for it. Battlefront 2.
Oh yeah, that I've seen that. That's been on Xbox
Yeah.
for a while. There's been advertising that for a while.
That game looks amazing.
That's very true. I honestly
The-
hope that they add on to what they've done with Battlefront 1, but actually have a good story. I heard that they're adding the story mode, a single player
Yes.
or multiplayer story mode. But
And
if
guess
it's
what?
good, like that's what I hope. I hope it's a good story.
Oh, I mean, did you see okay, but the Battlefront 1 remake, the one that we have on Xbox right now? I hate
Yeah.
it. It's complete shit.
Because there's no story.
There's no story, and I can play online. I'm good at the game. I've reset my character 4 times. Just because it's so easy to level up, because they do so many double XP events. I mean, I played once for like 4 days in a row, and I got to level 40, like, almost every day. Just because their events are so long.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the events. They're awesome, because I'll play for hours. But after a while, I get like, what am I doing? What's the point of this?
Why did
I
I
need a
spend 40
like-
hours on this game?
Yeah. and then I realized something. What's
What?
the storyline? What, like,
What's the purpose
said-
of this?
yeah. My dog's going off barking now.
It's all good.
But this is something we haven't seen yet, which I believe this was supposed to be in a canceled Star Wars game. I can't remember the name for the life of me, but there's actually going to be a campaign, and it's on the View of the Emperor. You play as a elite squad called the Inferno Squad, and you play as a chick. Her family's apparently been all Empire, so she's very like, the Empire's amazing, oh you rebel scum, and it's like, we've never really seen that.
That's true.
So it's a creative idea, plus, I wanna fight Darth Maul as Yoda.
Yeah, that would be pretty bomb to do.
I mean, I just wanted this. I loved the Battlefront 2 on the PC where you saw a vehicle. There's an offline mode. It was just like playing online. And you saw a vehicle, you can do, I want to get in that, and you drive it. There is no, oh, I get this coin, you gotta wait 30 seconds, you gotta call it in, you gotta do all of this, or I see an AT-AT, I'll only be in there for 50 seconds. I see it, I can go in there, I can drive it, I can shoot it, and it was the best. It was like an open world, you could do whatever you wanted,
Yeah.
and
That's what a lot of people were like complaining about in the first Battlefront game, because that's
Yeah.
something that you couldn't do before.
mm-mm.
But
And
now
that's
you
another
can.
route. I mean, I get why they did it. It's because EA picked it up, and EA, you know, they've done Battlefield,
Yeah.
and people who are new to the Battlefront series would not know. Hey, this was in the original game. And say, oh, they're just making a Star Wars game into a Battlefield, and then there'd be us like, oh no, Battlefield took that from Battlefront, but all good. I mean, there was
Yeah.
objectives. You saw something, you can drive it like that game. You don't need a power up. They spawn in, you can get in it.
Yeah. Which a lot of
You
people
could switch
like,
teams.
and a lot of people, like game developers, actually added those into their games to where you don't have to use anything, so specifically
Yeah.
to get into a certain part of the game. Like, what if you wanted to just drive
Mhm.
a vehicle for the hell of it? That's
Yeah.
out and it's out into your disposal to where you're able to do really whatever you want.
Yeah. And one thing that I want to see, I know it's not going to happen, but I want to see be able to go from land into space.
That's a little iffy, but that would be pretty cool.
It's
if
a
that could
little-
happen.
It's a little far-fetched. It's not going to happen. I'm not getting my hopes up, but just imagine how cool that would be. Is you're on Echo Base on Hoth, you get on an X-wing and you fly into space and you're shooting down TIE fighters, or you're on Yavin 4 and you go up and you fly in space and you can do the Death Star trench runs. That would be so cool. I mean, you can do the trench run in Battlefront, but I want to be able to take off from a planet.
Yeah.
I mean, how many games do that? Do you know how many people say, oh crap, that's a thing. That's badass as hell, I want to do that.
Yeah.
No one's done that. At least I don't think. And then, speaking of flying, I heard Destiny 2 is gonna have a flying aspect.
Fuck, I sure hope so. 'Cause,
Where-
that's a pretty bomb game.
I mean, if you look at the coding for Destiny, it wasn't the coding to fly, but they couldn't make the game enough. There was not enough time, and you know they pushed back the date a lot.
Yeah, they already pushed it back. A good maybe 2 or so months for Destiny 1.
Yeah.
And it might not seem like a lot, but that's honestly quite a bit in game
I
development.
mean, look at South Park. They pushed the game back until end of this year.
That's true, and
I mean, I got a phone call saying, "Oh yeah, we canceled your pre-order." Went back there, got the $5, and put it back into the pre-order.
yeah, but I
I
don't know,
mean-
game development is pretty crazy right now. Certain games like though anticipated, but people just want them ASAP, and we don't know what to do.
Yeah. I mean, it's like a movie. Movies get pushed back. I mean, Star Wars. We're always going back to Star Wars because Star Wars is it's a new thing right now. It's just coming back, which I love. I'm a huge Star Wars fan. But
Yeah.
it's like Star Wars. It should have been out already. It was supposed to come out May something,
Yeah.
and I believe May 16th, and we're coming up on June pretty quickly. I mean, this in like what, 2 weeks,
Yeah, actually, I think so.
2-3 weeks. And I mean, video games. See, movies are a lot bigger production, but video games, it just takes so long. I mean,
Yeah.
movies take at least 2 years.
2 or 3.
It takes 2 years.
Depends
2
on
or 3.
like
Video
what.
games can take 4.
Yeah.
You know why? Just because, see, movies is a little simpler because they actually have people. In video games, they have to get people, they have to put them in the bodysuits or the little, you know, the little tracker suits. If they do body tracking. Some games don't. I know the older games don't.
Yeah.
But the newer games, they do the tracking. And with that adds a lot more complications. And then they have to edit it. And it's a longer process. And video games are a lot more held up to more of a standard than movies. And people might not agree, but I believe there's a lot more people who are picky about video games than movies. I know I sure am.
Yes, I am too.
I mean, if they kill Luke Skywalker in Star Wars, I'm gonna be pissed. But I will be surprised if he lives past this movie. He's gonna die. They're gonna kill him.
Yeah, because he's getting a little old in real life right now, and they can't keep him in
Yeah.
forever.
They don't need to kill him though. They're gonna write him out. They're gonna say, he can say, "Listen, I need to go. I'm in exile now. Goodbye," and you just be gone, and we'll never see him again. I'd be okay with that. They don't need to kill every freaking character that we love. Logan. I'm pissed. Well, Logan, he needed to die. That was to push the story on. Logan needs to die. To push on Star Wars, you don't need to kill Luke.
Yeah. That's a little
But
overboard.
I love how we're just going full on like whatever comes next in this video. Pretty fun.
That's true, but this is going on for a little while, so we actually might have to cut this off pretty soon.
Yeah, we're at 28 minutes.
So let's try to go to maybe like 35 or so.
Yeah, I was thinking
But,
35, 40.
Yeah.
But yeah, this video is coming close to an end. So let's think one last good subject we want to talk on. Something
Is
big that could last us.
overall, is there any like big movies, video games, anything that's going on right now?
Call of Duty World War II.
Alright, yeah, that's something that we both have somewhat like a common knowledge about.
Not buying it.
Why?
Not gonna get it. Because Call of Duty is shit. Gonna tell you right there, I hate Call of Duty now. After Black Ops 2, they went to shit. I can even argue after Modern Warfare 3, they went to shit, but they're trash.
Well, after Modern
I mean, look
Warfare
at zombies.
3,
They gone downhill a little bit.
a little bit, but not a whole lot.
It was really when Ghost, what was it, Call of Duty Ghost came out. Once that came out, that's when it just dive bombed.
Yeah.
Call of Duty Ghost, I played it. I was so excited for that game. Bought it, and I was like, that took me like an hour.
Well, then again, with certain campaigns on certain games, you can only go so far, and they'll only last for so long. Yeah, may get like 2 or 3 hours in a campaign, but that's a total lifespan of maybe 13 to 14 missions, which is average for a
Yeah.
lot of games.
I mean, look at
So,
look at Battlefield. That's a long campaign. It's not like a, oh yeah, I'm gonna finish it by tonight. It's like a, yeah, I'm gonna take some time and finish it.
yeah, that's true.
I mean, it's not an easy game. I mean, Battlefield. I personally am a Battlefield player. I think Call of Duty is a game, basically, you know, those Barbie dress-up games. That's what Call of Duty is compared to Battlefield. I mean, if you're playing Call of Duty, you might as well wear a skirt.
Yeah, but they're saying for World War II, they're going back to their roots, and it's not going to be all crazy stuff like that, which I actually hope they
Yeah.
are not BSing about, and that's all legit, because I do
I
miss
swear to God,
the
if
older
I-
versions.
Yeah, but also what I'm thinking is because Battlefield 1 is doing World War 1, I think what Call of Duty is saying is like, oh no, we're gonna jump in front of you. I don't think they're doing it to get, like, say this is a good game. They're doing it as a cash grab. They're just doing it to make a quick buck.
Yeah, that's true. But it also,
So I think no,
people say that, but we also have to see, like, how does the game actually turn out? Is it a decent game, or does it seem like it's, like, whipped together just to go? Because
yeah,
people thought Battlefield 1, like, yeah, it's a Battlefield game. It's sponsored by, like, the creators of Battlefield, or it's patented. But people also thought it was also getting whipped up, because Battlefield 4 was still in, not its prime, but in a prime state, where it still had tons of
Yeah.
players playing it. And people were
mean,
like,
they-
oh,
but-
well, they're just making Battlefield 1 just to get an extra little bit of money, just to continue on.
yeah, but also because remember Call of Duty and Call of Duty and Battlefield 1, they're always competing. So the fact that they put out like 3 games in like what, a couple years, they're feeling a lot of pressure. Like, crap, we only have like 2 games out for, yeah, like a new console came out. Why not put a new game on the new console? That's what I'm thinking. I mean, Battlefield 4 is on this console, but people aren't playing Battlefield 3 as much anymore. So now a lot of people don't want to play Battlefield 4 because it's getting old. So, plus competition, there's always that, you know.
Yeah, that's true. You always want to have a competitive side to a game.
Yeah. I mean, I always see Call of Duty as they're just trying to make a quick buck. I always saw Battlefield as like a, let's take time to develop a good game, and then we'll see where that takes us. Is personally, what I think about EA did is they saw the success of Battlefield 4, and they're like, crap, what if we did, like, that made a lot of money. And then Call of Duty over here doing futuristic games are like, okay, well, we can stick to present day, but what we don't see a lot is past. Bring up a game from the past, and then boom. I think what they're doing is going with the flow, which video games should do.
That's very
I
true.
mean, look at the, bring up Star Wars again, look at Star Wars gaming. They've had a video game come out every year, in some way or some form. Every year there's been a Star Wars game.
Yeah, and that, like, certain developers, they could pull it off, but others, they can't. Some games do a really good job every single year. Like, some of the Call of Duty games are pretty good, I do have to admit.
Yeah.
Considering that they
But
give
they're-
out every single year. But they have 3 developers. 1 developer for every
Yeah.
3 years.
And then there's Battlefield that they're always doing Frostbite or EA. They put a lot more time. The graphics so much better. The control so much better. Everything works better on that game.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Call of Duty looks bad. Call of Duty looks amazing. Especially the newer ones. They look great. And the issue I'm having is the trailers for Call of Duty. They look so good. I love the trailers. I love just watching them. And the Battlefield trailers, I don't really like them.
That's true. Like, Call of Duty, they put a lot of effort into their trailers to make them look really, really good. But then
Yeah.
also you have to kind of remember, like, it's a game. You can only go so far, and trailers,
Mhm.
they add the best parts of the game in it. So
Which I
that,
yeah, I don't like that.
yeah, like, if you're gonna add, like, a decent trailer, okay, cool. But add one or two dull parts. Like, yeah, I know you got music that's bumping with the tone of the trailer, but
Mhm.
add a couple of the parts that you wouldn't expect to see in that type of trailer.
Yeah, I mean, a lot what Battlefield does is they stage scenes. If you didn't know that, a lot of times they don't take stuff from. I mean, a lot of times they do, but their biggest trailers are the ones where they actually show actual gameplay. Call of Duty does it. They do it in a different way that looks like someone like a stream like what we're doing. Kind of looks like that. So I mean, you can go both ways, but either way, I'm not buying World War II right away. I'm gonna wait a couple months, see how that turns out. And yeah,
Yeah, like I thought about pre-ordering it, but I already pre-ordered Destiny 2, which I
yeah.
cannot wait for. But
I'm not. I'm pre-ordered out. I already pre-ordered South Park, The Fractured Butthole.
yeah.
So I'm a little pre-ordered out. But anyways, guys, we're at. This has been quite a long video. So signing off now. I think that was pretty fun. But yeah,
Yeah. Thanks for
yeah.
asking me to join.
Oh yeah, you're welcome.
All right.
All right, well, later, guys.
Uh,
That's enough. All right, Skybell Gaming out, guys.